ClaretsTV speaking to Robbie Simpson ahead of the first league game of the season this weekend. Robbie, what's pre-season been like for you?
There's been a lot going on. Obviously we haven't properly spoke since the back end of last year, and took a few weeks to get over that, or still getting over it now, to be honest with you. And then I had my first meeting with the owners a few weeks after that game about planning ahead for this season, and obviously Steve then dropped the bomb on us that he would be departing the club and John would be selling, and that kind of meant we had to reschedule that meeting. But I think first of all I should touch upon that, and I want to say a big thanks to Steve. Really, he's done a lot of good and implemented a lot of good philosophies and stuff at this football club. He very much saw the potential for this football club to be a real pillar in the community of Chelmsford, and that's how he saw the football club. And I think the majority of people are really pleased and proud of how we've got that from an idea or an identity to where it is now, because we're doing loads of great work in the community, and also changed the philosophy of the club about not necessarily harbouring professional footballers towards the end of their career, but actually developing younger players, building at the start of their journey, their career, and building them forward. And he was a big part of that, and the Clarets 10 vision that was implemented by everybody associated at that time in kind of leadership roles. And he obviously saw something in me also to give me an opportunity to be a manager that I think everybody knows at the start I didn't want. I just wanted to be one of those players dropping down from Football League towards the end of my career that hung on to playing for a bit longer. But he actually made me realise what an opportunity it is to manage this football club, and actually gave me belief that I could be a manager and a good one. And so I've got a lot of thanks to give to Steve, and I wish him well on his departure. And obviously big welcome to Spencer now. Obviously from that initial meeting where Steve dropped that bomb to just last week, I think it was. There's been a lot of uncertainty, I would say. But I'm glad now that we're here and Spencer's taken the reins, and he very much wants to build on what Steve has started, I guess. And together with Dan, who's always been there, even though from afar, he's always been there to support in every and any way he can. And I've got a great feeling and excitement about what Spencer's going to do for this football club. I really do. He's got big ambitions, but he sets those ambitions not unrealistic in his head and everybody, and he really believes it. And the good thing is that he makes everybody that he works with believe the end goal too, and then he puts a plan in place to get there. And he's spoken about that on a number of occasions with me, and I believe it too. This club should be ambitious, and we've said it before many times, and I'm really excited about the future under Spencer. Obviously that only happened officially last week, and he didn't want to get too involved just in case it didn't happen, and now he's involved. He said that he just needs a little bit of time to understand what's going on currently at the football club, what's working that he can continue to do and build upon, what isn't working that he needs to change. So it's going to take time for him to first of all understand and then implement what he wants and how he wants to get the football club to where he believes, or we all believe it can be. So it will take time for him to really be embedded and to put his mark on, but it will happen. And that's the thing, I think everybody believes that even though we're maybe still in a bit of an uncertain time, it will happen, because he's been there and proven it with his businesses, and and he loves the football club. He's wanted to own the football club for over a decade, he tells me, like 12 years I think you mentioned to me. So he's finally got it, and I truly believe that nothing's going to stop him to achieving what he wants with it. So we had, obviously we went about our business as usual, I would say. I spoke with Dan mainly. We've got a bit of an increased budget, which is always nice. And I feel uncomfortable that we're still in the National League South. I still do. I haven't come to terms with it. And I actually want us to feel uncomfortable about still being in this league. We've been close the last 2 years. Last year in particular hurt a lot more because I felt, obviously, we lost to a team that's local to us, which doesn't help. But taking that aside, we were the second best team in the league, and I think that's the main reason why it hurt so much. And it's made me feel really uncomfortable coming back, knowing that we're still in the same division. And I think that's a good thing. I don't want us to be comfortable in this league. I want everybody associated or everybody with the first team feeling uncomfortable that we're still in this league. But at the same time, we need to be respectful that this is a very, very good league with top clubs, with top players, very good managers. The manager that's in this league now is very much progressive young managers, and that's filtered down from the top all the way down to our league now. And this is the top level of non-league football, because the league above is a full-time professional league. It just is. So this is the very top level of non-league football, and you can tell the change from the league now to 4 years ago is huge. From when I first started to now, the difference in the level is massive, and we need to be respectful of that. We need to be uncomfortable but respectful, and also realistic. You know, there's clubs spending a lot of money. We well know that there's going to be about 12, 13 clubs spending more than us still, but we've got the full belief that we've got a management team and we've got a recruitment strategy that breeds success, and we've proven that in the last 2 years. We've gone from a below average budget to pretty much an average budget, so that's improved. We've improved the structure of the football club in terms of optional mornings on Monday and Fridays, which again is going to take some time to adjust to for everybody, the management team and the players. We've got the 21s now as well, which again improves the structure of the football club. I think if you looked at our structure on paper in terms of this being the very best league in non-league football, I don't think you can get any better. I really don't. I think we'll be, in terms of our structure, we'll be the envy of the majority of football clubs at our level, if not leagues above, to be honest with you. So everything's now in place in terms of that football structure. There's still little bits of things where we can do, like the youth section we need to bring on board a bit more, and other aspects of the club that we need to get right. So we're not perfect by any means, but we are ready as a football club in terms of its structure to take the next step. We really are, and it's time that we take it.
Okay, we've announced this morning that Spencer and Dan and yourself will be having a Q&A before the Hampton and Richmond game on August the 17th, so a chance to speak to Spencer and Dan there if you want to come along. I suppose to talk about the ins and outs over the summer, such a successful season last year in terms of league position, that squad, a few, it got broken up, and how have you reacted to that, and how are you excited by the new squad that we've got this season?
Yeah, well, firstly, disappointed and thankful to the players that have left. They've given us some great memories. Whilst they've been at the club, they've given me and the badge absolutely everything. And if they didn't, we wouldn't have had the success we had. Obviously, I'm disappointed because you know me. I like continuity. I like harbouring the majority of what you do the previous season and then improving maybe that 20% to make you improve. That was kind of blown out the window for many reasons, players moving up, or players moving on through our choice, or players moving to other teams in this level that have offered them lucrative deals. It wasn't for the want of trying, but it happened, and we very much have to rebuild, and still in the process of rebuilding. And like with any new players, like I said last season, new players coming in, there'll be players that take to it straight away and start like a house on fire and then kick on, like the Jermaines and Lukes, for example. There'll be players where it takes a bit more time to get used to the way we work, the level, and then there'll be players that it just won't work for one of the reason or another. But the players we've recruited, we've seen something in where there's potential for them to be very, very good players, or top players at this level. But you will get those three aspects. You just will. It's natural. And because we've had to recruit so many, there'll be more of each category. When you only signed 6, you're probably going to get 2 of each. But because we've had to sign many, there'll be many more of each. That's just natural. But we'll be ready to act if we need to. But we really hope that the players that we've signed can really take to it, like the Jermaines and the Lukes did, and kick on and take the club to the next level, and obviously themselves as well.
Yeah, and coming up to the season now, we've got Slough this weekend. What's your impression of them and the season in general? What do you hope to get out this season?
Well, we've built up nicely in pre-season. Like I said, it was a bit unsettling to begin with until last week, really, till it got all finalised. So I wouldn't say we're quite at the planned stage of where we wanted to be. But I've seen a change this last week, actually. I've seen a change where the players have really clicked, and it's weird, you get that. You go from thinking, oh, we've still got so much work to do, to then it's suddenly clicking and you think, oh, I'm really happy now. And I have seen that this week. It's been really good. Like Tuesday's session was by far the best session that we've had. Last night's session was very detailed, but you can tell the players are beginning to have instilled within them the core values of what we want to see on the pitch, which is really good, and they need to now double down on that and become excellent at them. And then building into Slough and the season in general, it's going to be tough. We know it is. Like I say, it's going to be tough, but we want to feel uncomfortable, but we want to be respectful and realistic. So they're the three things that I'll drive home throughout the season, I'm sure. Slough away is as tough as they come. I think they're 23 unbeaten at home. I think Scotty's, who everybody knows at this football club, has done an amazing job there. Absolutely amazing. I think his target at the beginning of last season was to stay in the league. And he had a top half finish and probably flirted with the playoffs up until the last few games. So he's done an incredible job. He'll want to kick on and improve again and try and get them in the playoffs, I'm sure. He'll want to try and continue their home form and their home unbeaten run. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge we face. Throughout pre-season, we've had different challenges in terms of the opposition, because there'll be many different styles of teams in this league now. Whether you're Boreham Wood, which are likely to be total football, or other clubs that might just try and stick it on you a bit. And we've had those challenges in pre-season. We've done certain elements of them really well. Certain elements that we need to still improve on, for sure. And Saturday is going to be a fresh new challenge, and it's going to be even greater than the pre-season challenges with those styles, because there's points on the line, and we need to step up. And the challenge for us is to end Slough's unbeaten run, and that's what we're focused on doing.
And I suppose finally, we got a sort of message to the supporters, because last year we had such a great support last year, especially away from home. Those sort of last-minute winners and things like that sort of got the welling early on in the season, things like that. Got the team and support really close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying. It's so vital. The support is so vital, particularly when we've got so many new players, so many young players. It makes such a difference to have the fans behind them, and they'll need that, because there will be certain times where they'll doubt themselves, and just having that bit of appreciation or encouragement from fans, whether they go onto the pitch or come off it after, it makes such a big difference. And certainly during, if the players hear the fans getting behind them and cheering them up during the game, it does just make such a huge difference. And the part that the fans played last year was just amazing, and the scenes that were created in certain moments, like Taunton away, were just memories that I'll remember forever, to be honest with you, and speak about forever, and I'm sure they will. And I got so many nice messages after last season about how much this football club meant to fans, and how the team performed on the pitch really helped them in their lives. And to be honest with you, those messages were a key factor in me continuing, because I love the fact that I've played a small part in enhancing their lives, and I love that. I love that football can do that, and I love that this club can do that to people in this community. And it works hand in hand. Like, the fans can enrich the players' lives and enrich our lives by encouraging them and getting behind them. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody who messaged me after last year, because it really helped me. And keep getting behind us, keep turning up, keep being loud. And if we get everything right, we've got a great chance of getting out of this league.
Okay, thanks for your time this morning, Simo, and we'll see you tomorrow at Slough.
Thank you.